guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary, middle, and high school age. Today, I'm going to be sharing a week of daily plans with you. It's Monday, February 13th, and it's the day after the Super Bowl. I woke up late. It is almost 9 o'clock right now. I did zero planning yesterday. Typically, I would say 90% of the time I do Sunday planning where I plan out my homeschool week, I plan out my week in general, and then each morning I will sit down and go through my daily plans. However, yesterday I pretty much just made a ton of food and watched football and enjoyed a relaxing day. I did zero planning. This is our last week before our first week off of this homeschool term. We have next week off. It's kind of vacation, kind of not. We're going to be mainly focusing on projects for the week, passion projects, rather than typical homeschool stuff. So I have done nothing. Typically on Sunday, I will also do like a brain dump list of things that I want to get done. So that is what I'm going to start with, because I am not going to sit down and write out plans for the week, homeschool plans or weekly plans. I know that I don't have any appointments this week, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm just going to focus on daily planning and really getting everything that I need to get done down here on this brain dump list. I already know what we have to finish for homeschool for the week, so I'm not all that concerned about it. My kids probably won't be happy to not have a list to work off of, and that does slow us down a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. So first I'm going to do my brain dump list, and then we will get into the daily planning. Okay, so it is Monday the 13th, like I said already, and this past weekend was not very productive for me. Well, that's not entirely true. I did clean quite a bit on Saturday morning, but that was still kind of catch up from last week when we were mainly focused on trying to make sure the chickens were warm during our negative 45-degree temps for a couple of days. Yeah. So, all right, it's like 9 o'clock and the kids are eating breakfast. Emma just made German pancake for breakfast. So we haven't even done our Monday meeting. Homeschool is going to go later today because we are starting so much later. And then hopefully I can do projects starting at 2. I don't have to make any dinner tonight because we have tons of leftovers from the Super Bowl. I really had no AM routine this morning. I drank my coffee. That was all. I'm doing my planning now and it's 9 o'clock, like I said. So leftovers, and what else? I do have chicken in the fridge that I want to cut up and cook, saute. So I need to do laundry, dishes, I need to vacuum. That's technically Emma's job today, but I think I'm going to give them a pass on some of their chores this week just so that they can finish up homeschool, because like I said, next week is our homeschool break. So yes, I need to, well, you know what I did do this morning that I'll write down even though I've already done it? Edit my weekly plan with me in my Passionate Penny Pincher home planner, which is not quite working as well as I had hoped. I printed out this Clean Mama Quick Clicks. This is from her printables. Like if you sign up for her email, you get access to some of her printables. And so I'm going to go through and look at some of these tasks and see. I really like working off of a checklist, but what I've come to understand about myself as I've been using the Passionate Penny Pincher home planner is that if I don't write the checklist myself, it doesn't, I'm less likely to do it. Now, if I, set an alarm or something where I say check in on tasks for the day, that would probably be helpful, but it's not really, I'm just not looking at the planner. And so if I'm not looking at the planner, that's not helpful. Now, I know a lot of people don't like writing out lists and feel like it's redundant or whatnot. To me, it's not that big of a deal. And obviously, because I write out lists every single day. But if I'm thinking, if I can make some sort of weekly list in maybe my Erin Condren weekly life planner, that might be helpful, and still focus on the weekly projects, which I really do like from the Passionate Penny Pincher home planner. I don't know, but I do want to go through this Clean Mama, these printables. So I think I'm going to work on that this afternoon. Oops. And, you know, the digital planner from Passionate Penny Pincher is great, and I have been using a lot of the information that comes with that. It's pretty inexpensive too. I think it's like $16, $17 for the full year digital printables, and a lot of those can honestly be reused if you're not using the dated calendar sections, if you're just looking for checklists of how to clean out your kitchen, how to manage spring cleaning, how to plan for Christmas, all of that kind of stuff. It's really a great option. And so I think that I personally just might not need ready-made checklists. I thought, oh, this is going to be easier to have those ready-made checklists, but if I'm not using them, it's not being helpful. So my weekly plan with me is still processing right now. So it'll probably take half of the day for the HD to process, which always happens when I don't upload things ahead of time. It is what it is. Patreon check-in. I need to check in with Homeschool Network. Just make sure there's no posts that need to be approved. And I don't think I'm going to have a whole lot of time to film stuff today. Today is really going to be like a catch-up day, I think, of just cleaning and getting trash thrown away, cleaning out my fridge, that kind of stuff, just making sure that kind of stuff is done, because yeah, I really didn't do all that much this weekend. Emma and I binged North and South. Not the Patrick Swayze North and South about the Civil War. It's based on this book by Elizabeth Gaskell, who is writing about this family. The girl, Margaret Hale's father, gives up his pastoral role in the South, and they move to a mill town in the North, and just the differences between classes and how life is so different with the mills in the North versus the country in the South. And I watched it years and years ago. I think it came out in 2004. It's a BBC miniseries. And I wanted to watch it with Emma because we really enjoy those historical dramas. We really enjoy them. BBC does a great job with those. So that was essentially what I did this weekend. Cleaned most of Saturday, then binged that. We watched a movie for Matt's birthday. Sunday was spent, I cooked for like 3 or 4 hours and then watched football all afternoon and evening and went to bed way too late. So that has nothing to do with planning for today. So I want to do the Clean Mama printables. I still have books, Bibles, that kind of stuff on my table from last Thursday, where during our Patreon live stream, I was trying to clean out my office closet. I'm not done because I think I only did one Pomodoro cycle. So I still have a bunch of books and stuff from my closet that I was working on. It's right next to me. That's why I keep pointing over on a table in my office that I need to take care of. I'm not sure what to do with this stuff. And I need to consider books. I read the book Declutter at the Speed of Life a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. And this was the second time I read it. I read it before in 2021, but my kids were sick during that time, so I didn't have a lot of time to implement any of this stuff. So the one thing that really sticks out to me is her container method. You know, you can only store as much stuff as you have containers for, but she looks at it in a different way. You know, your house is a container, your closets are containers, baskets, all of that stuff are containers as well, obviously. And then you have like bookshelves and things like that. So I do have a lot of bookshelves, and a lot of them are filled with books. Some of them could be organized differently, I think, to make space for some of the other books. I tend to hold on to most books, but I really feel like I need to consider getting rid of some things. And I don't know what to do with my books because I don't want to just drop them off at Goodwill. I have considered making one of those little library boxes, or asking my husband if he will do it, so that I can put that at the end of my driveway and just make it like a little library. I think that would actually be a lot of fun because I have a wide variety of books that I go through, and I think that I don't know, maybe people would enjoy that in my community. I'm not sure, but I have thought about that. And I do know that I want to get a bookcase for my living room, and on that bookcase I'd like to have my more important books, like my Bibles, my concordances, my commentaries, all of my religious stuff, as well as some of my most favorite books, like my Hunger Games books, my Harry Potter books. I do have all the Twilight books, and then some other just reference type books that I think would be better placed out in the living room. I don't know, but I'm still doing this no spend thing. Anyways, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this stuff. I do have room in my closet for the books. I just don't really want to keep them in there. I'm also considering moving the homeschool curriculum for this year that is also in my office on a bookshelf, moving that into the milk crates. That's actually, I do want to do that. Homeschool organization. I don't know if I'll have time to do this stuff today. I also want to film that. And I need to make a list for next week because that's our week off. So I want to have a good list of projects, check in with the kids, passion projects, because I want the kids to be doing something next week. It doesn't necessarily have to be math and Spanish and, you know, my books and stuff, but I want them to have a couple of things that they are working on. More focused project work, I think. So it will be a break, but they'll still be doing productive things, but because they're the things that they're doing are their passions, they don't view it as school. So they're still getting work done, but it's just what they want to work on instead of what I want them to work on. Okay, so I think that that is pretty much going to be all I'm going to do for today. I think that will actually goals check-in and budget. That is my day today. We'll see how it goes. I will check in tomorrow and let you know. Happy Tuesday, friends. Let's check in with how yesterday went. Yesterday was a good day. I did get most of the stuff done that I wanted to get done. It was mainly just like a catch-up day because we were so busy on the weekend and I really didn't do anything on the weekend that I needed to do. I'm mainly thinking of Sunday. Sunday is usually like a reset day for my week, but yeah, that didn't happen. And actually yesterday was a little slow as well. I did not do the homeschool organization that I was thinking about doing. I haven't done my goals check-in or budget/spend checking, which hopefully I will get to today. I am actually just going to turn over to my goals, and I haven't checked in on my goals except for my daily habits at all. I have done some of my home declutter projects. Let's see. So I have done my armoire, I did the fridge and the freezer, and I started to do the office closet. I'm not going to check that off. I have not done these other things yet. Budget, I have not done yet. Monthly reset is next week. Taxes, this weekend I'm going to do, but I've gathered up all of my stuff. Finish first term, that's this week. Home projects, wants, needs list, I have not done. Monthly conferences with kids, I have not done. Garden planning, I have also not done. I have the Baker Creek heirloom seed catalog that I want to go through. I don't usually order too much from here. I tend to purchase most of my stuff from Fedco or Johnny's, which are both local to me. And but I really love looking at all of the pictures. They do such a beautiful job of the pictures of all the beautiful vegetables and flowers. I don't actually plant any flowers, only vegetables, but anyways. All right, Patreon live stream, yes. We did that 2 weeks. I have done homeschool planning. I did not do homeschool planning for this week. Weekly planning, I did not do it this week. Budget and bills check-in, passion projects, email, screen-free day. Okay, so this is where I'm at with my goals. My PM routine, I have not done it at all. I continuously write PM routine under daily habits, but I do not give it the time that it needs to actually complete it. And so I don't have too much stuff on my evening routine, but I haven't done it at all. Well, that's not true. I have been reading, but this is the thing that I do every day regardless. So I don't know, maybe a PM routine is just not important to me. However, I do feel like it would be helpful for me to wind down for the day besides just reading. I don't know. Anyways, let's start. Oh, and actually I did start doing my list for next week. It's not all that long and I've smudged a bunch because this is the pen that I'm using here. I have some stuff written down. My monthly reset is also next week, so I'm going to be doing a lot of calendar refreshes and goals and seasonal refresh for my goals, figuring out end of term stuff for homeschool, as well as transitioning into our summer stuff as well. My dog is barking. So I do have a list. I did make a list of some things that I want to do next week. What always happens is my list is longer than I have time for, but I am really crossing my fingers that I can be diligent. I know that I have a lot of time next week that I can work on things, and I just want to be efficient with that time and not just sit down and read. Sometimes when I have a vacation from homeschooling and I'm not having to do homeschool related stuff all day, every day, I will mindlessly scroll through Instagram, or I will just sit and read copious numbers of books, which both things are fine, especially if I need to relax or rest or whatever, but I really need this week to be a focused week. I'm just hoping that I feel well for it. I haven't been feeling 100% the past week or so. I think I'm just, I'm ready for spring. So I have some of the stuff that I need to do for my monthly reset, because that's also next week. So it's things like the family calendar, my personal calendar, budget, home management stuff, homeschool through the end of this year, term, before I start thinking about summer homeschool stuff, my March goals and seasonal refresh, new chore chart for March, and then all of my stuff, just general stuff. I think I was planning on waiting until March/April to do more spring cleaning, but I'm feeling the need to start that sooner rather than later. And I think mainly I just want to get the garbage out of the house. And it's not even garbage. It's really just things that I need to bring to Goodwill or just put in the trash. I have a really hard time throwing things away, especially if they are useful, but I also don't like to drive back and forth to Goodwill with trunk loads of stuff. Should I have like a yard sale? Probably, but that also would be a lot of time that I don't feel like I can commit to. So today is Valentine's Day. The kids, Emma is up. She's been up before me for like the past week and a half, and honestly, I know that in December I talked a lot about how early I get up, but the past couple of weeks I have not been getting up early at all. I've been staying up super late reading, and that means I just sleep in until like 6:30. And it does actually set my day back quite a bit when I sleep until 6:30, but that's totally okay. And if I look back at January, February, March of 2021, 2022, 2020, all of the years, I tend to sleep in a little bit more in these dark, cold months and read a little bit more late at night, and that's okay. What time is it? It's 8:15 right now. So we're starting homeschool late again today. Yesterday we started at 9-ish, I think, as well. I need to film. I wanted to film a video yesterday about what we don't do in our homeschool, because I have a collaboration tomorrow that I'm doing, and I didn't do it. I mainly just tidied up the house, what we don't do in our homeschool. So I have to do that today and edit it and schedule it to go live. So that is actually going to take quite a bit of time. I don't know when I'm going to do that. Let's see, chickens, vacuum, stairs. Yesterday I talked about all the books that I have in my office, and I need to get them out of here because it's really driving me insane. So I need to clean out my office. I don't know if I'm gonna really have time for that, because when I film this video, I will probably talk for 40 minutes, and then I'll have to edit it, and that'll take me, 2 hours to edit it, plus homeschool, plus making food. So I really can't put too much stuff on my list today. I did not make the chicken yesterday, so I need to do that today. I also did not make bread yesterday because we didn't need it with all the leftovers from the Super Bowl, so I need to do that. I really need to put together a grocery list. This shouldn't be up here. It should be down here. Grocery order. I need to do my budget, and I need to finish spend tracking for the month. I want to hang my financial calendar that I got from Erin Condren. I think they still have them in stock, and I will leave a link if they do, because they have pockets and it's going to make taxes next year so much easier if I can just put information in the pocket of each calendar month, and then it has perforated edges so I can tear it and stick it in my file cabinet. So that's helpful. I think that's all I'm going to put, and I will put projects up here. And then dinner, and yeah, that's all. That's a very basic day, but this is going to be my priority. And actually, a Patreon check-in. I want to post on Maine Homeschool Network about my Q&A on Thursday to see if anybody has any questions, if they want to join Patreon so that they can join in live or watch the replay once that's done on Thursday. And let's see, I am going to walk the house with trash bags, because my kids' rooms right now are out of control. I haven't really been I haven't reminded them to clean their rooms or anything, and I kind of just shut the door and let them live in their own environment, if that's how they want to live. But I walked in yesterday to Jack's room and I could not see 1 inch of the floor. So I need to encourage the kids to get things cleaned up. Yeah, okay. And actually, the other thing I want is a list of bins for storage. And I know that I talked about this in maybe my goals video, or I'm not sure, maybe my January books video. I read the book Decluttering at the Speed of Life, and she talked about containers. I may have talked about this yesterday. I think that I did. But I do need some different storage bins. Jack wants to separate his Legos into colors. And right now he just has multiple very large bins that go under his bed. So I'm going to get smaller, maybe shoebox size bins for that. And then I need to get a few plastic drawers for Emma's room, and the closet in there. Her and Lucy share this very large room that's kind of broken into two rooms, but they have one closet, and Lucy's clothes don't fit in that closet. It's the smallest closet in our house. I don't know why it's the smallest closet. So Lucy's clothes are all in my closet. And so I'm trying to think if I can figure out a way to make some more space in the girls' room closet. Those large plastic bins with like the 3 drawers, I think that would be helpful. And I also want to go to the dollar store and see what they have there. I am still on the no spend, low spend, but some of these things, after I've organized and gotten rid of a bunch of stuff, I realize that I do actually need some of these things, because my Emma doesn't have a bureau anymore. We got rid of it because her clothes weren't fitting in the bureau that she had. The drawers were not deep enough, and I haven't been able to find a replacement that would work for her. So I am thinking that those plastic drawers would just work out the best, because I can tuck them into the closet and be done with it. So I need to make a list of bins though. Okay, that is Tuesday. Good morning, friends. It's Wednesday the 15th. I can't believe we are past the halfway point in February already. Typically, February is a super long month, especially for homeschoolers. This year, 2023 in general, has seemed really quick to me. Jack and I were talking about it yesterday, and he agrees. So I don't know. I don't know if you are having a quick year as well, if the days are lasting a really long time, or if they're moving along quite quickly. Yesterday, I pretty much didn't do anything on my list, so that was really good. I need to do all of these things, and I've got to do them today, especially the budget and closing out the month, and then getting next month's budget finalized. So yeah, I didn't do any of this stuff. And when I looked at my list this morning, I was like, what the heck did I do yesterday? Well, part of what I did was film my video, What We Don't Do in Our Homeschool. And I edited that and put that all together and got it uploaded and everything. And that did take quite a long time. But the rest of the time, honestly, was me looking at homeschool curriculum. Around mid-February, the beginning to the middle of February, I start to think about next year's homeschool curriculum. I know that seems super early, or maybe it doesn't seem early, but I do start making my lists and looking up new resources. I know that new catalogs are coming out. I actually got the new BJU Press homeschool catalog maybe last week or the week before, and Sunlight has come out with their new catalog. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail, although I did actually start printing out some of the pages just so that I have some of them. They don't print their book lists anymore with the descriptions of the books in them. It's really unfortunate. I am a very I need the physical paper in front of me a lot of the time, to really have an understanding of what the books are, what I like about them, what I want to replace, etc. But they don't have that anymore. It's much more trimmed down, which I can understand because, printing a catalog is expensive, etc. But I am waiting for that information. So, and also I've been really looking for a Japanese curriculum for Jack. He's wanted to learn Japanese for several years. We've tried Duolingo. It's not really what he needs for Japanese. And I can tell you right now, I have no idea about Japanese, but I have a couple of options that I'm looking at. So we'll see. Anyways, that has nothing to do with my planning today. I didn't do any of this stuff, and Our day went quite quickly yesterday. We worked on homeschool. We had a lot of really good discussion about time management while we were doing the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens yesterday. And I was not good at time management myself. We were mainly talking about getting calendars and making sure that you write down your most important tasks. And I was sharing, how I do that. The kids see me planning daily. And Jack, I did not get him a calendar this past year when he started school. I did get Emma one. She's using the compact vertical Erin Condren A5 planner this year, and we're using it together. She's still working on planning and time management and all of those skills that you learn in high school and college. So we work on it together. But I didn't get Jack a planner because I didn't think he really wanted one, but he asked me for one the other day. So I think maybe we gotta go to Target and get something. I don't know if we'll do that today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's my live, so maybe we'll try and go out today and get him a calendar at Target. Anyways, again, that's, not related to what this video is about. Okay, so today is the 15th, and it's 8 o'clock right now. I slept horribly last night. I could not fall asleep until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Every once in a while, I have a night or two of just not being able to fall asleep. I didn't have any coffee yesterday afternoon. I don't know why that is. But yeah, I didn't sleep well at all. Emma was up at 5:30 running like she normally is, and she made German pancakes for breakfast, but we're not going to be starting school right now because it's 8 o'clock and I am right here doing my planning. For dinner today, I do not know what I'm going to make. I think I'm gonna make spaghetti. I need to call the Honda dealership. I need to do laundry. I'm not gonna have time to go to Target today. I can already tell. Post collab. I did the what we do not do in our homeschool collaboration video and edited it yesterday, but I need to post it on YouTube and then share it. I already did my email, but I'm going to write that down. I need to do the budget. Close out February. Even though I checked in with my goals on Monday, I want to work on some of, some of the projects that I have here. I'm hoping to work a little bit on these. I am almost done cleaning out the entry closet, but I don't know if I'm going to organize it with new bins or if I want to get new shelving in there. I also want to paint, but that's not going to be a February project. That's probably going to be a more spring summer thing. I still need to vacuum and just organize stuff. And also there are some shoes in there that do not fit people at the moment, so we can get rid of those. And I also need to work on my office. Yeah, our basement is not clean right now. It's not that it's not dirty, but I do need to vacuum down there, and I also need to just go through some of the books down there. I don't know if that is something that is realistic to do today. There is just random trash down there as well. I don't know. Papers just get left on desks, on tables, on surfaces, on the couch. I don't understand that, but anyways. I think the budget and closing out last month's budget and doing like my final spend tracking and layout for the month is going to probably take me quite a while. And then if I can get the basement stuff done, and then it's not going to be like a deep clean of the basement. It's just walking around and getting all of the trash and papers recycled. Then I want to walk the house with the trash bags, which I wanted to do yesterday. And this is mainly the kids' rooms, which I think I talked about yesterday. I want to make sure that we are getting stuff out of their rooms that they do not need, and figuring out a better way to keep their rooms neat and tidy. I mean, they are the ones that have to live in them, so if they want to live in chaos, that's up to them, but I think it would be a much calming environment if they could see their floors. I'm mainly talking about Jack at this point. I also want to rearrange Emma's books. She has a lot of books that she's read on her shelves in her bedroom, but they're not going to be books that she's going to reread right now. So I think I want to put, she has like a shelf up at the top of the room that is kind of out of the way. So I think that I want to put some of her books up there and just get it a little more organized so she has space for some of the books she's currently reading, because what she ends up having is she just has stacks of books in her bedroom and on the floor instead of on the shelves. Although she probably will still keep those on the floor because they're like next to her bed and stuff. So I don't know if cleaning off the shelves would change anything, but it might. Yeah, okay, so that is what I have going on today. Wish me luck for a more productive day of what my actual list is and not deviating into homeschool planning, which at this point in the year, it's kind of easy to get to that point. So, okay, that's Wednesday. Okay, guys, happy Thursday. Let's take a check with yesterday's schedule. If you hear World Watch in the background, it is because it's 9 o'clock and Emma and Jack are doing current events right now. My morning routine has been non-existent this week, and I'm okay with it. In fact, actually yesterday I was talking in my Patreon community about being affected by the seasons and being a bit melancholy this point in the year, and then I realized that I have not been taking my vitamin D for, really since Christmas. I don't know why I stopped taking my vitamins. I just wasn't taking them, and then if I'm not in a routine of taking them, I just don't take them. So I have considered getting one of those little pill boxes and filling that up each week so that I know if I've taken my vitamins. That might be helpful. Maybe I will do that at some point. But I realized I haven't been taking vitamin D, and typically in the winter I am taking 5,000, whatever the 5,000 measurement is of vitamin D, because, cold, dark Maine, and I think most of us are deficient in vitamin D, and that I think does help my overall mood. Yes, so I need to get back to that. But anyways, I did most of the stuff that I wanted to do yesterday. I did not even work on the basement or walk the house with the trash bags. I really spent a good amount of time working on the budget and closing out last month's spend tracking, and really just considering where our money went. We had some pretty large expenses come up that we were not expecting this past month, primarily oil, which it's like $5 to buy oil up here, $5 a gallon. And we needed to get oil in the tank before that really, really cold snap because we had to keep our heat up so high over a longer period of time. So that was not great, but it is what it is. And I got everything else done that I needed to. So I was glad for that, but I did spend the most of my afternoon working on the budget and just really just managing money stuff and making sure that I had all of my tax stuff ready for me to do. I think I'm going to do them this weekend. I did do my goals check-in, so I was able to I did get a little bit more done with declutter projects, so I filled in that a little bit more this week. I've gotten a little bit more done with declutter projects. I did my budget, I did a little bit more for taxes, and I started garden planning and creating my home projects /wants/needs lists and costs that I'm trying to finish out for the year of all of the things that I want to do, but primarily what I've been writing down recently are spring projects, which are mainly garden related, and chicken related. I have not started any seeds. I don't think I'm planning on starting seeds this year. I plan to get seedlings at our local garden center, which I typically do, and I do plant a lot from seed. We are a long ways off from planting in the ground, but I have started making lists and kind of sketching things out of where I want them to be in our garden area. So that is all done. Now, like I said, it is Thursday the 16th and it is late. The kids are starting homeschool. I was actually up early today, earlier than I have been. I got up at 6 o'clock, but Lucy came down about 5 minutes after me because she had had an amazing dream last night. And that dream was she had her friend Leah over for a sleepover for her birthday, and that my husband and I, her father and I had invited Stampy, Squishy, Stacy, and Taylor Swift to her birthday party, and they all arrived and participated in the birthday, to which I told her she is going to have some disappointing birthdays in the future. But she was so happy this morning. So she and I spent quite a bit of time together, hanging out and snuggling on the couch, and I just read while she was snuggling with me. I did do a little bit of work. I checked my email. I don't need to write this stuff down after the fact, but I do anyways. I checked in with my Facebook group. I have not checked in with Patreon yet today. We do have the Patreon live Q&A is today, and I'm hoping that everybody can make it live. I'm not entirely sure how long it's going to go. It starts at 2, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of transition time. I think we'll probably go for about an hour, and hopefully that will be fun. If you're not a member of my Patreon community and you would like to see the replay, I will leave a link in the description box for that replay, and you can join the Patreon community and try it out if you'd like. We have a lot of great conversation over there. It's a really great group, and I'm enjoying it immensely since, you know, we're only a few weeks in at this point, and that's kind of crazy, but it's been fun. On my to-do list today, it's really going to be pretty basic. I don't have a ton of time because I will be getting ready for the Patreon this afternoon, and probably after that I will be a wee bit drained. So I think what I'm going to focus on today is mainly homeschool, and then I do want to start organizing my homeschool list for next year. I have started to write lists down, but I have a place in my teacher planner that I will write down all of my lists of things that I want to get done, things that I want to check out for next year. So what happens is when I see something that I'm interested in doing a little bit more research about, I will write it down, but most often it's on like a sticky note or a note card, or I'll put it in my notes app. And I know that I wrote some things in my notes app, but I can't find it now. That notes app, I don't know where I wrote it, but I know that I started a list for 2023, 2024, but I can't find it. And it's mainly just curriculum that I want to check out. And yes, so I actually, when I did my list for this week, my brain dump list, I had written down that I want to print out the Sunlight catalog info for these level D, which is year 1 of 2 of U.S. history, the J language arts, level 300, language arts 3 and language arts 4, because I'm not sure which one I'm going to be doing with Lucy next year. D is the level that we would be in. We're just finishing C this year. I remember when Emma did level D that we spaced it out a little bit longer. I think we did it over 18 months instead of 1 year. And I think that's probably going to be the direction that I will go with Lucy as well. Because it's a big jump from C to D, in my opinion. And she is on the lower age range for that level, but this is just how we've always done it. We've always been on the earlier side of the age range. But I've gotten most of my stuff done, but I do want to print out this info. However, when I downloaded the book lists for these to print out, I think that they are the book lists for the current curriculum available. I don't think it's been switched over to the new curriculum yet. So I just need to double check that, because I started printing them out and then I realized there were no new books on the lists that I had seen in the catalog updates. Sorry. If you're not a homeschooler and watching this just to see how I plan in my daily duo, that probably didn't make any sense to you. But so I want to start organizing the homeschool lists and then print out those PDFs for the curriculum. And hopefully I will get the physical catalog soon. Although as I was looking through the digital catalog, it doesn't give me a whole lot of information. And I think I mentioned that a couple of days ago or yesterday as well. So I'm going to work on that. And then I just want to do general tidy. Tomorrow is our screen-free day. And even though I expect that I would have time to do more projects and home organization stuff, I really don't, because my kids and I spend an enormous amount of time just chatting and connecting with one another and playing games and doing puzzles. So I don't really have a lot of extra project time. Maybe tomorrow I will. It's supposed to be like 55 degrees today, so I kind of want to open up the windows and let in some fresh air this afternoon. I need to edit my day in the life video for tomorrow, because tomorrow is screen-free day. And then I actually have a bunch of editing that I need to do. I'd like to get all of my editing done today. I might do that this afternoon, and that will take me right through the evening. We will eat dinner in here, but if it'll be a quick dinner for me. My Monday video is actually this week of daily plans, so I'm not going to be able to do that today. And I do need to film the first part of my homeschool planning for 2023-2024. Maybe I'll just outline that today, because I won't have time to film it. Outline. You know, it's so funny because yesterday I actually saw, when I went into YouTube I don't know, I was looking for something. One of the videos that was right up on my home screen for YouTube was somebody sharing their curriculum choices for 2023-2024, which is crazy to me that they've already purchased their curriculum and know what they're going to be using for next year. I feel like I do mine relatively early, but I don't finalize my plans usually until June. So I was surprised to see something so early. But it did prompt me to remember that I need to also sit down and start working on that stuff. So, okay, this is a really bland day, but I think this is what we're going to work on, mainly because my main focus today is going to be homeschool and the Patreon Q&A, and that homeschool is because today and tomorrow, we have today and tomorrow, and then next week the kids are off. So actually I will just check on their passion project lists for next week, which I want them to make. And that is about everything. I'm not going to write anything else down because I probably won't check it off. I have no idea what I'm going to make for dinner tonight either. I was thinking about soup, but if it's going to be 55 degrees, I don't really want to make soup. Maybe I'll do pizza tonight. Then I have to make pizza dough this afternoon. I may or may not get to that. I'll try and do pizza, or we will do, I'm not sure what else we could do. Maybe I could do a stir fry, veggie rice, stir fry. I'm not sure. That was really not very helpful, Heather. Okay. So that is Thursday. Good morning. Happy Friday. It is 8:20 this morning and all of my kids are still asleep right now. It's also our screen-free day, so I think that's part of the reason they're sleeping in. And Actually, Lucy was up around 3 a.m. because she had a stomach ache, so it took me a couple of hours to get her back to sleep. Yesterday was relatively good. I did not have a long to-do list. It was mainly starting to organize the homeschool lists, which I have started to do in my Erin Condren teacher planner, this year's planner. And I also was working on printing out some of the Sunlight catalog stuff so that I can focus on what's new, if there are things that I need to change for next year with regards to Sunlight. The big one is this level 100 update. I'm unsure if I'm going to start Jack at level 100. Emma did level 100 actually when she was in 7th grade, which was on the young side for that level, but it lined up with how we had been progressing through the different levels up until that time, and also the age ranges shifted a few years ago, and she was on the young end of the old age ranges. So she completed it and it went fine. It was a lot of reading, but anyways, I've got a lot of homeschool planning stuff to do, but I am feeling better about what I have written down so far. I did do the general tidy and checked in with the kids on their passion projects. I also edited my day in the life, which goes up today, and I posted it. I did not edit my monthly reset, which is a video for next week. And I did start to outline the video for part 1 of my 2023-2024 homeschool planning. Yeah, I'm excited to share with you guys in real time how I plan out my year. So, I didn't check off printing PDFs, but I did get that all done. We had a really great Q&A yesterday. I talked about how we do year-round homeschooling and how that works in the months that are typically like break for public school kids, like in the summer, and how each season, I treat each season differently. And then we also had a lot of great discussion about teen and tween attitudes and how to get them to want to come to the table for learning. And that can be really challenging, but I think we had a really good discussion. If you're interested in that, there is a replay on my Patreon community. If you're not a member yet, you can certainly join and watch that. It's all available over there. I did some video editing in the evening, and that was mainly my day in the life. And then Emma and I are actually currently watching A Discovery of Witches, which is a show that is based off of book series that I really like. A Discovery of Witches, the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness. I read that years ago, and so we are watching that series, and I'm fast forwarding through some of it for her, but it's been fun to do that in the evenings with her. Yes, so today, like I said, today is our screen-free day. I was up late this morning. I got up around 7 because I had been up with Lucy in the middle of the night, and you know, she finally got settled, I think around 5 o'clock. So that was a little more challenging. I cannot believe that we are already at February 17th, to be honest with you. That seems really crazy to me. So today is a screen-free day. I do want to make bread, but actually, no, I'm not making bread. I'm going to make bagels. And so we'll have those today. I need to kind of get ready for next week. Next week is our first homeschool break of this term, and it's going to be a time when I think I really want to focus on home projects, mainly decluttering, mainly spring cleaning type things, and like book organization, that kind of stuff. I'm really hoping to get a lot of that done. We will have an abbreviated homeschool today because the kids are just finishing up a little bit of stuff. So I don't know if they'll actually start at 9 because it's 8:30 right now and they're still asleep. They don't have a whole lot left to do. They need to email me their final projects, their papers for their research project they've been working on the past 6 weeks. And then, we're mainly going to be tidying the house so that it is prepared for the next 7 days of me working on projects. Like, I feel like I need to clean before I really clean. I know that sounds silly, but I just want to tidy, and I'd like to work on the kids' bedrooms today so that I'm not thinking about those next week, and then I can focus mainly on the bigger projects, which one is my basement, my homeschool space. I think I mentioned this. I may have mentioned this earlier in the week or in another video. A couple of weeks ago, we had a really, really big cold snap. And because of that, and because I have all of our books in the basement, I moved all of our books so they were away from any pipes in the basement in case a pipe burst. It's not something that I normally am concerned about because we have a dry basement. It's a finished basement. We've never had any issues. The people that own the house before us never had any issues. But with that cold snap, I was really concerned that a pipe might burst, and all of our homeschool books are down there. So I quickly moved a lot of stuff out of the way, but that meant that they're no longer organized, and even though they are back on the shelves, I had spent so much time last year putting them in order of use for the different levels, and now they're just a mess, and that's sad to me. But it is what it is, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches. But I'm hoping to get the general stuff done today. I want to vacuum and wash the floors, and hopefully that will be good. Now, it is our screen-free day, but I got up and I did my Patreon check-in, and I also set out my email to go out, and I checked in with Maine Homeschool Network Facebook group to post pending posts, and also to do my Friday welcome to the group. So, okay. Laundry, tidy, kids' rooms, vacuum, wash floors. I need to make bagels this morning, which is what I'm going to do. I want to revisit my list for next week. I think I have that. So I have this list for next week that I have written out. I wrote this out at the beginning of this week, and I just want to make sure that everything that I want to do is on this list. I don't know if I will get all of this done. I will most likely get all of this done, my monthly reset, because that is next Thursday, and I will sit down and work on all of that stuff on Thursday. All of this stuff, we'll see. We will see. I need to grade Spanish quizzes, and I need to pay my bills, but again, it's a screen-free day, and I do a lot of that on the computer, so maybe I will just push that stuff off to tomorrow. I think that's probably actually plenty of stuff to do. I'm not really time blocking today except for our homeschool block. I'm just going to try and move through as much of this stuff as I can. Obviously, laundry, vacuuming, washing floors, those things will get done, and the tidy will get done, but whether or not I get to the kids' rooms, that's a question. And then working on revisiting that projects list for the next week. I think that I will have time to do that as well. And then that is kind of where my focus is going to be. I know yesterday I had a short to-do list, and today it is kind of a short to-do list as well. And it's more just prepping for next week, just making sure that I am ready for next week, so that I can utilize that time well. Because if I do not plan it out, it would be very easy for me to just sit down and read books, or go out shopping with the kids, or run errands, or just doing a lot of fun stuff, but not productive stuff. And I really need this next week to be productive. This whole week for me has been really not productive. I haven't gotten up on time at all. I haven't had a morning routine, and when I don't get up and have my morning routine, it sets my whole day back. I mean, I've been getting the stuff done that I need to, but it's not been as good of a week for me as it typically is. And I've just kind of felt down and blah and gross. So that's not super helpful um, or conducive to productivity, but that's fine. We're just going to turn the corner and move on from that. Yes, so that is what I have planned for today. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how I plan out my days, especially on a week where I'm not doing great. Like I said, not getting up early, not waking up before my kids, not having a morning routine besides drinking my coffee and planning. Like that has essentially been it for this week. And sometimes you just have off weeks and it's okay. Sometimes your to-do list is short. Sometimes you just need to sit and decompress, and that is totally okay and very much expected. You cannot be going constantly. So that is where I'm going to leave off, unless I come back and check in with you later, just to update you on how this list goes today. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions about anything that I talked about, please let me know in the comments, or you can contact me. My contact form is always in the description box. And yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.